Okay, so section 7.4 is exploded view diagrams. And this you'll see if you've ever had to put together furniture, like IKEA furniture, or anything that comes disassembled and you have to put it together. Often there'll be diagrams that kind of just take the pieces, keep them sort of parallel to what they would be, but apart from each other. So on the right here, it says Steve is a carpenter. He found these plans online for a coat rack. How many parts are there? So you can then see how many parts there are. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Name the parts. Well, I don't know, be the top shelf, right? The backing for it. 2 sides, and the actual pegs for the coats, 2 pegs. So Steve's coat rack plan shown above is an exploded view. Draw a front view picture of each component part. So basically we're not putting it together, we're just looking at it from the front, because right now it's kind of diagonal, like an isometric. So I'm going to freehand this. So it's not going to be perfectly parallel. But then there's the big hole in the middle. That's where the pegs will go. So then the pegs are below. And then the sides, it's just going to look like a rectangle, right? Because we're looking head on. And the top will just look like a rectangle, but it'll be the same length as the backing. So it's going to look something like that. Obviously straight edges, but I freehand it. What are some other situations where you might see exploded views? Well, as I said, furniture, building is the biggest one. So like IKEA. Sometimes maybe electronics, if you're putting some electrical wires together, so like for lamps and wiring for light fixtures. Again, it's to do with building, that kind of thing. Okay, Manny is an artist. He draws the exploded view of objects to go with assembly instructions. Draw an exploded view of the stool, label the component parts. So it's going to be an oval shape, just like it is in that diagram there. Then the legs, we're going to maybe rotate it so we get 2 of the legs sort of on the side here. Exploded out. They have to be fixtured in. Probably there's a hole in that disc, so they'll be a little bit smaller, and then straight. Well, that's close. Straight like that. There's one leg, another one here, and then sort of one at the back, maybe that we can't, that one's can't really see. It's exploded, but it's underneath there. And then one on the side here. Again, use a ruler. Okay, something like that. And then we've got the sides here. So there's going to be exploded out. I'll put it down here. So one, again, that's going to have to go in. Probably there's holes in the legs. So that's going to be something with a little end on that, go in a hole there and in here, and then there'll be likely a hole there and on the other side, so there'll be that again with the little ends. There'll have to be one at the back. I'm not a great drawer, and there'll have to be one on the side, so maybe we do that one. There'll be a hole here for it to go in, so maybe we do that one here. It's not great, but it's close. Choose a component part from the exploded view. How does it relate to the stool? Well, all of these. There's legs are the long vertical, almost vertical ones. The rungs on them are the sort of horizontal, and that's the top of the stool. Okay, and really we should try to make these 3-dimensionals, but I just did it in 2. Because it's hard to tell if those are actually cylinders or rectangular prisms. So that's as close as I'm going to get on that one. Next one, Ming bought a table. The box contained the parts and this exploded view, so something like an IKEA thing. She needed to put it together, make an isometric drawing of what the assembled table will look like. So now we're going backwards from the exploded. So it started for you. So you can see that the top there. And so we want the legs to be, so this I will use some lines. So here it's the right side is there, so it's going to go up to the base. I'm going to just move that. It's a little bit off on that. How's that? Not bad. Okay, and then I'm going to extend this one down, and then this one down to the dot, and this one down to there, and then, oh, didn't need to do that, and then join those up. Well, maybe I'll join those by hand. Okay, then we have to extend the table. So we're going to estimate how long that is. Let's see. That I can actually, you can, if you have a ruler, you can use it to help you. You can even measure it if you wanted to. It's going to be something like that. Now I have to go on the isometric drawing, but I'll go to the nearest dot there. Makes it a bit easier. And then do the same here and the same here. I'm going to need to move that because I'm a little bit off. And then same along here. And then now I'm going to, what happens there? So that goes down all the way. That's on the edge, so it's going to go down parallel to that other one. Then a little bit, so now I'm going across here because these legs go from that second and down there, and then so I've got those two. Then underneath there I've got to go like that, and I'll join those up in a sec. And then at the back I've got to go down from the edge. Now I'm not going to go right from that point because that point, well, actually, yeah, I guess I can because it's going to be parallel with this one. So it's going to be up there and then out there. Oops, I'm going to freehand this. So then out there, ooh, down there, and there. Okay, and then join these up. So those should be parallel. There we go. Not too bad. So I didn't have to erase any lines, because I did actually, I guess if you had gone from here all the way down, right, then you would want to erase that line, same with the other ones. But I didn't end up doing that. But you certainly could. Okay, and then example 3, Jacques is a woodworker. He builds and sells birdhouses. He drew the exploded view of his latest design. Make a 1-point perspective drawing of this assembled birdhouse. So it says draw the front of the house below the horizontal line. So first of all, draw that horizontal line. Draw the vanishing point. And then draw the front of the house below the horizontal line and to the left of it. Okay, so I'll use my lines here. So it's got a peaked roof. And then down. And then it's got, oops, I'm gonna draw that, circle. And then a little bit, that's really the perch. Okay, so that's the front view. And then I'm going to take my green, draw the orthogonal lines, as they call them. And then from there, draw, doesn't look like it's very deep, so I'll go maybe to about there, parallel to this side of the house. That vertical parallel to that side. I'll just go over those in blue. And then erase the green. And again, use a ruler. Okay. But that is a 1-point perspective drawing. Okay, so that's the end of that section. So do the practice, then do the mid-chapter review, and then section 7.5.